Hey there, it's your instructor Mernush coming to you from Ross IELTS Academy. Today we have an exciting mission ahead of us. We are going to delve into the fascinating world of IELTS writing and uncover the secrets to achieving Band 9 score in Task 2. Yes, you heard it right. We are going for the gold. Now let's be honest. IELTS writing can be quite the challenging part for many candidates out there. You put in all your effort and somehow end up with a frustrating 6 in the end. But here's the thing. Reaching a high score in this skill is absolutely possible. Here's a little secret that many candidates are not aware of. Different question types in Task 1 and Task 2 of IELTS writing require different paragraph structures. And guess what? This is the key to unlocking that high score you've been dreaming of. Today, our focus will be on Task 2 and its structure. Without any further delay, let's kick off this extraordinary video. Many people believe that the high levels of violence in films today are causing serious social problems. As you see, this is the question statement, and what we should do is to read it carefully, highlight the keywords, and try to understand the question. Now the next part would be the question we are asked about the question statement, which says, what are these problems and how could they be reduced? Here we are asked a question about the given question statement, and by reading it, we can simply realize that the question type is the problem solution question. So we should follow this paragraph structure for that. First, we have the introduction paragraph, then body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and the conclusion paragraph. Now let's write our essay based on this structure. Here we go with the introduction paragraph. The increasing amount of violence that is shown regularly in films has been a cause of concern for some time. The problem this causes is that such films make violence appear entertaining, exciting, and even something to be copied. However, it seems to be increasingly clear that by taking serious actions, these problems can be solved. In the very first sentence of the paragraph, we have just paraphrased the question statement by using some direct synonyms. In the next sentences, we have given the answer to the question by mentioning the problem and the solution. You should at least mention one problem and one solution because we want to get into detail of each in one separate paragraph. One of them in the first body paragraph and the next one in the second body paragraph. First of all, those who enjoy such films eventually stop associating the violence with any real consequences. In other words, they lose their sense of reality and no longer take violence seriously or have any sympathy with the victims. Another worrying trend is that in these films, the heroes are shown as people to be admired, even though they are very violent characters. This leads impressionable people to believe that they can gain respect and admiration by copying this aggressive behavior, and so the levels of violence increase. For example, I read in the newspaper that a German 10-year-old boy had physically punished his little brother as he was trying to imitate the violence act of an actor in a movie. Here in the first body paragraph, we talked about the problem this issue can cause. So the first sentence of the paragraph, which is the topic sentence, in that one, we have clearly mentioned it. And then in the following sentences, we have given some explanation and an example by using some very proper expressions for each of them in the paragraph. Now, the next body paragraph. What is needed to tackle these problems is definite action. In other words, the government should regulate the film industry on the one hand and provide better education on the other. Besides, producers must be prevented from showing meaningless violence as fun in their films. Instead, films could emphasize the tragic consequences of violent acts, and this would educate people, especially young people, to realize that violence is real. For example, the modifications that the Canadian government has been making in the film industry in the last 10 years in order to avoid social violence has contributed to a more peaceful society among the others. Here in the second body paragraph, we have talked about the solution to the problem. So in the first sentence of the paragraph, which is the topic sentence, we have clearly mentioned it, and then in the next sentences, we have given some explanation and finally an example by using some good expressions for each of them. And finally, the conclusion paragraph. To conclude, I think that viewing violence as entertainment may indeed cause serious social problems, and that the only way to improve this situation is by regulating the industry and educating the public about the real human sufferings that such violence brings. Finally, in the conclusion paragraph, we have concluded all the mentioned details throughout the essay by paraphrasing what we had already mentioned in the introduction paragraph, the first one. Very well, guys. In this video, we took a look at a task 2 writing and learned in details how we should write it in order to get our desired result. You can also write your own writing, send it to our examiners, and get a comprehensive feedback on it, plus your scoring niche criteria. You can take a look at the link we have put in the video description. Stay tuned for the next videos and can't wait to see you very soon.
Hello everybody! Do you want to know what band score you will get in your IELTS writing? Do you also need to know how to improve your writing skills for the real test? We've got the solution for you in Ross IELTS Academy. Send us your writings. We'll check them out thoroughly in less than 36 hours. You'll get the band score along with comprehensive feedback in both written and video formats. It's your time to become our next successful candidates.